Hi, everyone. This is EstaRa with a message for you. It is Monday, November 21st, 2016. Hope you're all doing well and had a pleasant weekend. I know here in Connecticut, it went from being really beautiful weather to really cold overnight. And so yesterday I was freezing all day, and today's a little bit of a continuation of being cold. Wow. So a lot of epiphanies over the weekend occurred for me. So I want to share those with you because I feel like they will be beneficial and helpful to you. And I feel like there's so much going on right now, in this now moment, if you will. And I got to tell you, I can't believe it's going to be Thanksgiving here in the United States in a few days away from today. It really is unbelievable on a human level for me. I feel like it's like such a dichotomy going on. So like, I feel chronologically, oh my God, it actually says Thanksgiving's going to be here. Physically, it feels like it's too soon. It's too quick. Things have been flying by. How's that possible? And then yet I feel at the same time that there's like this last 2.5 month period where everything was just crunched together, but it's like everything crunched together. So I feel like our timelines are definitely speeding up. Possibilities are much quicker and coming into our reality. And, you know, I've written a lot about timelines in my blog, so I really would recommend that you check that out. If you haven't, go to my blog, type in timelines as a search thing, or just look for information. I think it was in 2015 that I did really awesome channels about timelines that I go back and look at and think, whoa, that's incredible information. And a lot of people since that point have been channeling about timelines. And my guides, you know, always give me information about timelines. So I thought about that this weekend, and it was really interesting. Something that came to me, I was in a conversation with a friend. And often when I'm talking to friends, I might just be engaging in conversation, nothing profound or anything. But then all of a sudden, profound wisdom like flies through me, comes out of my mouth. And I think, oh, wow, that was really good. So I want to share with you a couple things that happened. I just saw on my recording, it was like 222. And I got this, have faith, don't give up yet. It's almost time. I feel good about that. So I send that to all of you as well, that message. But I had this really a couple interesting epiphanies. So the first one I want to share was I woke up on Saturday morning. I've had a rough week. So last week I wasn't feeling good, as you know, on previous videos that I've posted. And I want to say thank you to all of you that have sent beautiful well wishes and healings to me. I'm very grateful, and I'm really appreciative of your love and your energy and your support. I did need it. And I am feeling a little better today. I still feel a little off, I must say, but better than I was. I woke up on Saturday morning, but it was really emotional, the ending part of last week. Like every day I woke up with emotions, and I feel like all of humanity is in a tremendous amount of emotion right now because of what's happening. A lot of chaos. We're in chaos. Like our world is in chaos. But you know, when you think about how creation's not easy. I'm going to go, just, I don't know why this is popping into my head, but the Big Bang theory of everything just kind of collided, exploded, chaos, crazy, and out emerged, you know, our planet. That's just a thought that just flew into my head. So I thought I would throw that out there. Whether we believe all that or not is not what I'm talking about at this moment. It's just the fact that out of chaos comes order eventually, right? But right now we're in the chaos. We're in it. We're in it in our planet. We're in it in our country. Each country has their own chaos going on right now. We're in it in our communities. We're in it in our own personal lives. We're in it with our union, all that stuff. There's a whole bunch of chaos ensuing around us. But our job during that time is to stay in control and in balance. And when I say control, I don't mean control by the methods of being controlled. I mean, the way we can control our reality is by being in our balance and being in our center. That's something that I've always said, being in our heart. It's something my guides always remind me of, and also remind me to remind you of. Being in your heart is so important because not only does it bring us back to our center of knowing who we are, but it also brings us back to a place where we can create from there rather than the chaos and the lack of clarity, if you will. So one of the things that, you know, I recognized over the last part of the week last week was that I was really emotional and I was feeling way too much about everything and everybody's stuff. And having tried to help some people and knew that, I'm at the place where I can't help them any longer. It's like their journey. They need to do what their steps are. And I need to step back and not always try to fix and help everything and everyone. And that was hard for me because I want to help everybody. My mission is to help, is to do some healing and help humanity. And that's been a lesson for me to learn not to do that. But last Saturday morning, I woke up and I was laying in my bed, and this energy of feeling safe. For the first time in my life, I actually felt safe. And what's weird about that is I think about my twin. With him, I feel completely safe. No matter what we've been through, what we've done, what we haven't done, what we dream of, what we think about, what we talk about throughout the years that I've known him, I have never felt the kind of safe that I feel with him. And I went through a lot of thinking process. So you know how we talked about doubt last week. Everybody's in chaos and doubt right now, and it's kicking up all kinds of things. But I had this feeling of safety. So of course I went through my own doubt and I said, well, what does that mean? Why am I feeling safe with him? Am I safe because he's my twin flame and he feels home to me? Is that why I feel safe? Or is it more of I feel safe because I don't feel comfortable with other relationships. They never felt good to me. I've had abuse in my childhood, so maybe I feel safe because of that. So I was like grasping at straws, trying to find reasons why I felt safe other than him being my twin. And I was trying to rationalize it because isn't that what we do as humans? We try to rationalize and try to figure things out. So I sat with it and I actually journaled about it. And obviously the epiphany that came to me was I feel safe because he is me and he's my home and he's where I feel home. Even without him, I feel safe. And I say without him, even without him here with me, I feel safe with him. And I don't feel safe in the way of he's my protector because he's a masculine energy and he's the protector. Even though I'm sure some of that might be valid, but that's not how I feel it. I don't know how to explain it other than I feel completely safe and trust my entire life in being in this man's arms, in his hands, in his soul, and in his truth, and his reality, and in my reality. It's this amazing feeling that when I think about every relationship I've ever been in, I've never felt safe. And I even had an ex-fiance, and I never felt this safe energy that I'm feeling with him. And so I sat with it a little more and I came to terms with it is because he's my twin flame, but it's also because with him being my twin flame, I am raw, empty, completely myself with him and exposed, fully exposed, and I feel safe. I don't know that I could feel that with anyone else. I don't know that I've ever felt that with anyone else. I actually know for a fact I've never felt that with anyone else. But I don't believe I could ever feel that way with anyone else because I feel like with him, it's like he's given me permission to be raw and complete and to be me. And so that was like one of my huge epiphanies. I know it sounds probably stupid and simple for some of you that probably already have come to this recognition, or maybe you haven't. I feel like I came to it at a different level. Not the level that I felt prior, but it was like almost a new level for me. And I feel like, it's interesting on this journey of twin flames. I feel like we go through so much of different levels of each layer of feeling, like my deep unconditional love that I share with him. I can't ever imagine having that with anyone else. And I know for a fact I've never felt that way with anyone else. And I want to step in his shoes for a moment and say that I don't think he has either. And even the word safe, I don't think he's ever felt that either, except for with me. And, you would think, wow, well, you guys aren't even physically together yet in this like union piece. And yet it's going to bring me to my next point in a moment. Yeah, he's not physically with me day to day at this present moment, but he is with me and we are merged and we are one. And we found each other. We're home. We are home. So my next point of what epiphany I had over the weekend, and I impart this wisdom to you Oh, before I go there, my guides want me to explain to you why I'm sharing the safety thing with you, the feeling safe. Each of us has to come to our own epiphany. I can tell you all this. I can share all my wisdom with you, and I can share my experience with you. But I'm sharing with you what I've gone through because, like I just said to you, it's a new layer of feeling safe. It was a new feeling and a new understanding. And each time we heal, and each time we peel back a layer of crap, a layer of healing, a layer of fear, we get to feel it and experience it differently. And I felt this profound amount of safety with my twin. And I don't know. I feel like that's wisdom for you to find in you, in your journey, where your safety is, where each level of safety is different. Each person's on a different part of their journey. But I guess my mission today is to share with you where you need to look. So look within yourself to find where you're at and look for your next layer of discovery in this journey. Find the union to be more than the old way that we viewed it. Like my old way of viewing this journey of twin flames, I remember distinctly in 2011, I held a class. I had several classes on twin flames. Specifically, the one I'm thinking of, it was in New York City in this beautiful temple. It was called Shekinah Temple. They're no longer there, but it was in Queens, New York. And I remember teaching the class and saying, well, here's the symptoms of being a twin flame. I listed symptoms of being a twin flame, which were in fact just almost affirmations or confirmations that you were in a twin flame relationship. And it's funny because when I sit with it now and I think about it, I've evolved obviously since then. I've evolved a lot since then, but I'm evolving. I am a work in progress, just as all of us are. But I really am evolving and recognizing that I need to change those thoughts. It's no longer a symptom. It is, and this is interesting because over the years, I would always come back to the beautiful gifts of us being twin flames, but then I would have a couple friends that didn't see it that way. And they would see it as a negative, like, oh, this is horrible. Or they would make a joke about it. And I would be like, well, no, it's not. We shouldn't make jokes about that anymore. Oh, it's only a joke. That's what my friend would say to me. And it's not only a joke. It really is creating with our words. Well, and it also depends on where you are on your evolution, your spiritual evolution. I know for me, I have to be careful with my words because I do create with my words. I am a master manifester. I know this. And so I want to share that with you because I feel like it's really important that we recognize this journey is evolution. It's evolutionary. And it's evolutionary for both parts of the couple, the divine masculine and the divine feminine. We're evolving as we go. And so in my evolution, I came to another level of feeling safe. And I want you to look at you and see where you are and what level you're at. And, at one point, I don't know, safe was not a word I ever thought about. But in this world of chaos and fear that's going on externally around me, feeling safe is pretty important right now for me. And so having that recognition, by the way, I wasn't looking for feeling safe and I wasn't actually looking into that, but it just came to me in the morning when I woke up that I really love my twin. Of course not, that's shocking, I know, but I do. And it's like I always find ways to fall in love with him yet again. I never stop falling in love with my twin. I never stop. And I'm madly in love with him, but I'm also madly in love with me. And I realized that piece of safe was important for me on that day, but it was also important recognition for me to realize that is another component of my love and my union and my merging with my twin is that feeling of safety. When I feel safe, I'm me. Right? When we're safe, we feel completely comfortable. When we don't feel safe, we are very uncomfortable and we start to create out of fear. So I think the reason I'm rambling in this whole thing about safety or being safe is that is helping me to stay creating in love. But I wouldn't find that feeling of safe if I didn't learn to come back inward and step away from some of the drama that's around me. So that was a really profound piece for me this weekend. I hope it helps you to discover what aspect you're at and where you are on your journey. And maybe if you do need to discover that you're safe, maybe it's time to look at that too and recognize maybe that's where you need to go. The other really cool experience that I had was in talking with my friend on the phone and sharing with her about my feeling safe story and recognizing something. So over the years, I teach people, like especially teaching intuition to people, when you're feeling something, question it, especially if it's something that's like negative or not feeling good in your body or in your spirit or in your mind or in your heart, whatever. Question, is this mine? That's something I tell people to do all the time. It's like one of the best tools I've ever learned in my life. My guides taught me this back in 2004. They said to me, after crying for 3 months of feeling everybody's energy and not recognizing it wasn't mine, they had said to me, ask, is this mine? So I learned to ask that question. I've also learned to ask that with my twin. Well, I had this profound epiphany. Again, another profound one for me. Again, it's profound for me. Maybe it's not for you, but I'm hoping it is profound for you and that this bit of wisdom I'm sharing will actually assist you because it was a cool discovery for me. So one of the things that I recognize is asking, is this mine? And typically when it's not, it goes away. When it's my twins, it goes away and comes right back. And then I say, oh, is this my twins? And then it gets clearer that it is my twin. And then I send a little love and healing for him. And then I move on and I'm okay. Well, here's what's interesting. So as I mentioned to you all, I haven't had contact with my twin for several weeks. And during that time, I've been really busy doing my thing, staying in my heart, knowing that it's okay. We're not talking right now, but it's okay. It's all going to be fine. Somewhere inside of me, I know we're going to be together. But on the human level, obviously, it didn't always appear that way. So when we're talking, when he and I are regularly communicating, it's easy for me to say, is this mine? And then recognize, oh, it's not mine, it's his. It's just easy for me to connect the dots because we're in constant communication. Now, constant communication doesn't mean daily. I wish it did. But constant communication means like a regular communication. So we were talking a couple times a week, every couple of weeks, we would talk, and it was regular for months. And when that's happening, I'm very conscious and aware of our connection, our union, our connection. But when we're not constantly in contact like that, or in a regular communication, and we're more separate now, only on the surface, right, on a human level, I forget. And so I was really overwhelmed for a couple of weeks, like truly, truly overwhelmed. And it hit me, oh my God, is this mine? And I was like, oh my God, is this my twins? And it was. And as soon as I made that recognition, I released the overwhelm energy, didn't have it anymore, and it left, right? And I was like, oh crap, that wasn't mine. That was all him. But I had forgotten because we hadn't been in regular contact. So it was almost like it wasn't even in my radar to say, is this mine or is this my twins? And that was a huge, huge deal. But that wasn't the epiphany. So by the way, that was important for you to know, something you need to learn and to maybe connect with and use in your daily life, especially if you haven't had communication with your twin, but you've had contact with them in the past, but you know that this person might be feeling that. Please check that in your reality. But here was the bigger epiphany that came through as I was talking to my friend. We are already merged. We are already one. My beloved and I are already one. Let that sink in for a moment. My beloved twin flame and I are already one. There is no separation. We completely are merged. The only piece that's missing is the physical piece of him being here. And that keeps getting pushed away by all this drama, all this crap, right? Because there's no way that I would feel every single thing that person is going through in the way that I do feel it and experience it so much as if it's mine, as if we're already merged. And the only difference is my awareness. We're already merged. And I'm saying this to you because I don't mean this just for me and my twin, although I do mean it for me and my twin, but we, as a collective of twin flames, we are already merging or merged with our twin flame. And it is just a false belief that we are not together. And it is a belief that we must change. And that was my huge epiphany of, oh my God, We already are merged, and I'm living as if we're not. And I'm expressing as if we're not. He's not physically here. It's almost like, let's take it back to caveman times. I'm home cooking and making food. He's out gathering and hunting, getting what he needs to get for us. I'm taking care of the family. He's coming in. Take it to today's world. He's off grocery shopping because I'm sending him to go get sugar. We need sugar. By the way, I don't even eat sugar, so I don't know why I said that, but that's what I'm sending. Send him off to get sugar. He's coming back. He'll be back. That's where we're at. But we don't see that because our human mind has really created this separation, this duality between us and this separation. And guess what? The powers that be have controlled that and allowed us to believe that we're separate, that we're not together. And what we know inside of us to be truth is not real. Well, guess what? What we know inside of us is real. It is our truth. But we've been taught to believe it's not because externally it doesn't look that way. And so we've been operating by this false pretense that we are not merged, that we are not one, that we are not united. And if any of you did my 11-11 upgrade last week, you all merged. There was a merging of twin flames. And it was this amazing merge that I saw happen. We actually merged into a higher level and brought that energy back into our individual bodies. And that energy's already happened. So I feel like what we need to focus on right now and recognize is the words we're speaking, the words we say, and what we're doing, because we are already merged. And I'm going to say merged because I feel like with my twin, we are merged. We need to just physically spend day-to-day time together, but we're already there. And I feel it when I think about it. I feel it in my being. And when I had this epiphany this weekend, it was so powerful for me that it gave me a whole new view on the world. And it made me realize that work, that priority, taking care of me, our union, and my twin, big time important priority. Because guess what? If I'm not focusing on it, then I can't bring that truth into this reality, into this timeline that we're on. Or I can't jump to the timeline where we are merged together as one physically in a physical 3D realm. Like I can't do that. So it's really, really important that we recognize that. And for those of you who feel like you're not merged and you're not having those experiences, well, guess what, my dear friends? You are merging. You might not be merged in the same way that I'm experiencing it, but you are merging. It is happening. It is happening now. And so the focus needs to be on you. You, clear you. So for me, I brought my focus to me first and foremost, not only working on me physically, bringing me back into a very calm, balanced place, doing my spiritual work, meditating and breathing and focusing on me. Doing all of that has made such a difference for me just in a few days of doing it that I'm having that awareness of being safe. And that awareness of being safe brings me to the bigger picture of we're already together. It's only me believing that we're not. And it's me carrying and perpetuating the separation in some ways because I'm the one who's more aware. I'm the one who's more conscious of what needs to happen. And I'm more conscious of what's going on in the greater big scheme of things. My twin has been more physical, right? So he hasn't been more in the spiritual realm, but he is aware and awake and he knows it inside of him. I know he does. I know he feels what I'm feeling. I know it. He might not understand it, but I know he knows it. So your twin knows it. They may not understand it just like my twin, but he's going to come one day to understand it fully. And part of me thinks he's starting to, whether I actually can hear that from him or not. I think he's starting to. So I want to just remind all of you that you are merging or you are merged because I am merged with my beloved. And now it's time to have that manifest in my physical reality, whether it's on this timeline or another timeline. It is going to happen. It is now. And now I think I'm finally getting the now that my guides have been saying for the last couple of months. It's now. We are now meant to make it happen. We are now meant to manifest it. And so I want to say to each of you, manifest from here in your heart. Focus on you. So for me, having that epiphany about feeling safe, I had to go through understanding where that word came from. Like I said earlier in my video, I said how it was really important for me to journal. That was one of the ways that I do it. I journaled and I said, well, is it because I had abuse in my background and I wanted to feel safe with a man? Is that why that I feel safe with him? No, the truth is I've never felt that with anyone else, but I had to go through that piece and clear out any misbelief I have or any false beliefs that I had about being afraid or being in fear. Now, what's interesting is that energy was placed in my field from my childhood experiences, and that needed to clear. And how did I clear it? By recognizing that feeling of being safe. And is it because, oh, I'm just great at understanding that? No, it was because I turned inward. I did work on me, and I engaged in conversation with a friend who was willing to be there for me and witness it. And she's a healer as well, so she helped me through it. So I really encourage you to work on whatever it is that you need to work on. And if you need assistance, please, by all means, click the links below and contact me, and let's do a session so I can help you if that's what needs to happen. But we are merged. We are in union already. And if we live as if we are in union already with that knowledge and that knowing, almost as if he or she is just not there at the moment, if we live in that, that's how we manifest. And I'm like having this like amazing feeling inside of me. That's how I always manifested in the past. That's how I've always felt things in the past. It's not the belief of acting as if, because I don't want you to pretend. I want you to feel it. I want you to be it. I want you to experience it. And if you feel it, like I'm feeling us already merged, all that needs to happen is the physical piece of him walking in my door saying, hello, my beloved, I'm here. I love you and I'm here. And I'm not going away. That's all that needs to happen. And it will happen if I hold it. And I hold on tight to knowing that we already are what it is I want us to be. We already are. And if we already are, we can make it happen physically in the reality that we're in. If that means you step away from social media drama, do it. If that means you step away from everything that is not of love and light, then you do that. Do whatever you must do to stay in your high frequency, to raise your frequency. Just keep raising it, and to be healed as much as you can. One of the things that happens with the energy body upgrades that I've been doing them now since 2013. And, I didn't really understand why it was so important. I mean, I did, because I got the information, I channeled it. It was very clear to me how powerful they were, and wow, what amazing stuff. But one of the beautiful pieces of an upgrade is that you're getting this light infusion of energy that's really infusing every cell in your body with this beautiful light from home and from empowered by the galactics that are your family. They're our family. All of that energy that's coming into us literally assists us on our journey and our path, because we need that. It's almost like when we're living in our day-to-day life and we're just doing our normal things. Well, guess what? We get depleted, we get tired, we get exhausted. We need to recharge our batteries. How do we recharge? We need to recharge our energy battery, our energy body, our energy batteries. And the way we do that is by an infusion of light. And I did not realize until recently how powerful the upgrade was. Because let me tell you, last weekend's upgrade had made me so, not this weekend, I'm sorry, the weekend before, 11/11 upgrade. It was so powerful, the gateway. But it was also very powerful with that energy that I literally lingered in that energy of the infusion of light for a good 5-6 days and truly experienced this interdimensional energy of reality, which, by the way, had pushed me forward to have the epiphanies I had last week and then all weekend long. That light actually helped me to see more clearly. It helped me to see the light. And so, do what you can to receive healing. Do what you can to upgrade yourself. Do what you can to raise your frequency and vibration, because that is what's going to keep you in that perseverance, that push forward, that direct focus on uniting with your beloved and being in union with your twin, because that's what's going to keep you from letting you succumb to the fear and succumb to the human external drama that's going on. Hey, if people want to be in their drama, that's totally fine. But you don't have to be. We don't have to be. We don't have to be in pain. We don't have to be in suffering. I I know for myself that, yes, I've had physical stuff going on with me, but I've had a lot of physical stuff since my car accident. But you have to remember, there's always energies out there that are coming at us all the time. And so doing the work I do, a lot of dark energies love to play with that and manipulate my field and make me not feel well. So what do I have to do? Come back to me, taking care of me, taking care of me. And so I really hope that what I'm sharing with you today gives you some wisdom and some help. And I know I ramble a lot, and I apologize for the rambling. I can't help it, but I could really talk all day because I just want to help all of you. And the love that I have inside of me right at this moment, in this moment right now, it's so strong. And I feel my twin with me, whether you see him or not. He's here. I feel him because he feels this love as well. And he might not know exactly what to do about it at this present moment, but he's finding the way. He's going to be here. And I'm sending all of that love to all of you. And all I just see is like light coming out of me. So I'm just going to take a moment and send that to you. It's funny. I'm hearing in Lakesh Alaken. I don't even know if I'm saying that properly. I don't even know if I said that right, but I think it means I am you and you are me. I believe that's what it means because that's what I'm getting. I'm sending that to you. We are all in this together. We are not alone. We are not alone. We are with our beloved. We already are merged. We're already merging. Beautiful people. It's happening. I promise you it's happening. And I have to tell you, when I started talking about this, if you can tell with my energy, even I just became more alive and more animated than I was about the whole being safe thing. I feel it as I'm talking to you. I feel what I'm saying. So I really encourage you strongly to tune into who you are, raise that frequency and vibration, be in union already. I know it sounds, oh my God, how's that possible? The person's with another person or they're there. Feel the union inside of you. Know that you already are merged. You're already one. And again, if those of you are not feeling what I'm feeling and you're like, I can't believe it until there, then know that you are in the process of merging. I knew from 2000, what year was it? 12 is when I felt the merging for our heart and our solar plexus. So for me to not think we're merged by now, we're merged. But I've been feeling the process of merging over the years that I've been merging with my beloved. And I have to tell you, we are merged. We are merged and it's going to happen. And I'm going to make sure it happens because I'm going to do the work I need to do. I send that love to you. I send all that empowerment, encouragement for you to make it happen. It's going to happen. I promise. I don't know how. I don't know when. I can't give you exact dates and times unless I get specific stuff. I don't give it out. So I just want to encourage you to have the empowerment and knowledge that you are already merged. It is now, dear ones. It is now. Namaste and so much love for a journey to happy union.